what you think of Janet's shirt?
It's okay. Not really her style.
It's a great shirt, and not yours.
Yeah. First mine, then Value Village, now yours.
You're making that up.
Next time, if you like my shirt, tell to me before I donate. And it's just between us. It'll look better on me.
Kim's Convenience is the Canadian hit TV show from CBC Television that focuses on a Korean-run convenience store in the Moss Park neighbourhood in Toronto. Upper, played by Paul Sun-hyung Lee, and Uma, played by Jin Yoon, run their popular store alongside their 20-year-old daughter Janet, played by Andrea Bang. They have an estranged son, Chung, played by Simu Liu, who works at a car rental with his best friend Kimchi, played by Andrew Fung, and his manager Shannon, Nicole Power. Appa hopes Janet will one day take over the store when he retires. Uma hopes that Chung will reintegrate into the family and mend his relationship with Appa. There are a total of 5 seasons of Kim's Convenience, with the first being released in 2016 and the 5th concluding in 2022.
You know this is my favorite pizza? Thank you for getting me this.
I not get for you. We run out. I order more. That's how store works.
Here are 26 Kim's Convenience facts that you haven't heard before, including which 2 cast members originally starred in a play version of the show, why the spin-off Strays has been heavily criticised, and what Kimchi's real name is. Kim's Convenience, the TV show, was based on a play by In's Choi, which depicts a family-run Korean-owned convenience store in Toronto's Regent Park. It secured a slot at the Toronto Fringe Festival after winning the festival's new play contest in July 2011. It sold out a 7-show run at the Bathurst Theatre. Both Paul Seung-hyun Lee and Jin Yoon starred in their now celebrated roles of Appa and Uma. Esther Jun played Janet, and the writer In's Choi played Chung in the production. After its festival success, Kim's Convenience was restaged by Soul Pepper Theatre, and it became the most commercially successful play in the company's history and received many awards. It also toured Canada from 2013 to 2016.
I get mop. Little boy is a pea sprinkler.
So what if you get some pee on the floor?
One time I find the pea on the ceiling. How you do that?
Maybe a light go off, but he get scared, confused. Doesn't matter.
CBC Television announced that Kim's Convenience was going to be turned into a TV show in March 2015. It was billed as the first ever Canadian TV show to feature an Asian cast of lead actors. In the 1960s, many Korean families emigrated to Canada and Toronto in particular to provide a more prosperous future for their families. Many families opened convenience stores in their new towns as a way to make money and engage with the community. That was exactly what happened to the family of Kim's Convenience creator In's Choi. Choi's family settled in Scarborough, Toronto, and his father worked at the family convenience store named Kim's Grocer. In's Choi also worked at a convenience store after school.
So, we still on for backgammon tonight?
Or maybe instead, you and me, we can Netflix and chill.
It's code for the bedroom rodeo. Buttering the biscuit. Sex.
No.
A very popular euphemism, if I understand correctly. I think it's a meme.
여보! What's Netflix and chill?
Sex.
While a member of Fujian Asian Canadian Theatre Company, In's Choi discussed the idea for Kim's Convenience with a friend and started writing it partially based on his memories as a child. Kim's Convenience explores the cultural differences between the parents and children of Korean natives in Toronto, as well as religion and family business. The Korean church actually helped fund In's Choi's writing by contributing $3,000 to the production of Kim's Convenience. In a 2013 interview with the Grand Theatre, In's Choi said that the main motivation for writing Kim's Convenience was to make audiences understand and respect the Korean-owned family-operated convenience stores. He later named it a love letter to his parents and to all first-generation immigrants who call Canada their home.
How was your weekend?
Good. Though it was kind of
Hot, I know.
No, I was gonna say
Humid.
No.
Moist.
Actually, I was gonna say
Misty.
No.
Morning, Miss Angela.
Oh, great. My dad will help you.
The first season of Kim's Convenience was filmed in June, July and August of 2016 at Showline Studios in Toronto. As it was produced in conjunction with Soul Pepper Theatre Company, Paul Seung-hyun Lee and Jin Yoon reprised their roles of Uma and Appa.
Oh, you're the guy.
No, I just don't identify as male or female.
Oh.
Just personally, I've always felt like I've lived somewhere in between, so I go by they or them.
They're gender neutral.
Who? I only see one person.
The Kim's Convenience TV show scripts were written by Ins Choi and Kevin White, who is known for writing on the Canadian sitcom Corner Gas. The second season premiered in September 2017, and in 2018 the series became widely available outside Canada when it debuted internationally on Netflix. The third season came out in January 2019 and the fourth in January 2020. In March 2020, it was initially announced that Kim's Convenience had been renewed for a further 2 seasons, but a year later it was announced that the production would stop at 5 seasons. The announcement was posted to Instagram saying that authenticity of storytelling is at the centre of the success of Kim's Convenience. At the end of production on season 5, our 2 co-creators confirmed that they were moving on to other projects. The cast and crew of Kim's Convenience attempted to persuade Ins Choi to remain for the planned 6th and final season, but he had already decided to leave.
Sorry, what was your mom's name?
Brittany. I mean Alice.
Are you sure?
Sorry, Mr. Kim, Brittany made me.
After the last season of Kim's Convenience aired, several actors have discussed issues with the production, including a lack of diversity behind the scenes. The Calgary Herald reported in March 2021 that Kim's Convenience died from within and quoted Paul Sun-hyung Lee with saying, "No matter how good it can be, if you don't deal with issues from within and try to gloss it over because everything on the surface looks fantastic and idealistic, then you are just asking for trouble."
No parking zone.
How many times do I have to tell you, Appa? Japanese people aren't the only ones driving Japanese cars.
Janet, 1910, Japan attack Korea. You buy Japanese, you're guilty by association.
What about your Canon SLR camera?
Appa get half a price.
Your money still went to Japan.
Half a price? I rip off Japan.
Simu Liu and Jin Yoon spoke to The Hollywood Reporter about the show's lack of diversity behind the scenes as well as overtly racist storylines. He also spoke about how the cast were not allowed to offer their creative input and that the cast were poorly paid. Liu also stated that he would not reprise his role in the Kim's Convenience spin-off Strays due to it focusing on the show's only white character Shannon. On the 6th of June 2021, Jin Yoon wrote on social media that her experience of filming on the show was painful. She said that as a Korean-Canadian woman with more experience and knowledge of the world of her characters, the lack of Asian female, especially Korean writers in the writer's room of Kim's Convenience, made her life very difficult and the experience of working on the show painful.
Did you ask
What?
if you can wear her shirts? You wearing all my shirts.
This is my shirt.
Okay.
Oh, 안녕하세요. I don't want to get too dark sun tanning. But in secret, I am Darth Vader.
Just a quick interruption to say thank you so much for clicking on a January Media video. If you haven't heard of us before, then take a few seconds to open a new tab, type in januarymedia.co.uk, and we've got a whole host of other videos, articles and podcasts all about TV and film. So if you want to find out more facts, have a go at some of our quizzes, and browse our entertainment-themed shop, then make sure you visit januarymedia.co.uk after you watch this video. After the cancellation of Kim's Convenience, production began on a new spin-off series in February 2021 named Strays. It was due to start in 2020 but was pushed back for a year during the COVID-19 pandemic. It follows Kim Convenience star Shannon Ross, played by Nicole Power, as she starts a new career in Hamilton, Ontario, as the executive director of an animal shelter.
You kidding? Nothing I like more than some sex with you. Some seconds with you.
Got it.
And not sloppy seconds, some good old-fashioned time seconds.
Strays initially faced criticism due to the fact that Shannon, the only white character from the core cast of Kim's Convenience, was getting her own spin-off show over any of the Asian characters. John Doyle from the Globe and Mail further discussed these allegations, explaining that Shannon was the only character who had been newly created for the TV version of Kim's Convenience. The other Asian characters were drawn from the original theatrical play. This meant that Shannon was the only character who was the intellectual property of the TV show's producers, and subsequently was the only one that they could use in a spin-off show without Ins Choi's participation.
We were the #1 branch in our district. What?
While Mr. Kim is almost always referred to as Appa, meaning dad, in the show, his real name is Kim Sang-il. There is an amusing scene in which Mr. Mehta cannot remember his name. He had previously studied to be a teacher in Korea before moving to Canada and opening his store in the Moss Park neighbourhood of Toronto. He is meant to be 56 at the start of the series.
We are performing for Pride Week, and we'd love to put our poster up in your window.
Your group is called Gay Town Boys?
Yes, it is. And yes, we are.
It's a messy poster. Who made? Get a refund, huh?
Mrs. Kim is predominantly named Uma, meaning mum, in Kim's Convenience, but her real character name is Kim Yong-mi. She is meant to be 54 years old at the start of season 1. At the start of Kim's Convenience, Janet Kim is 20 years old and is studying at the Ontario College of Art and Design University. Chung is played by Simu Liu, and he is meant to be 24 years old at the start of the series.
You both doing photography?
Yeah.
Stop! What you think about this picture?
The interior scenes filmed at the convenience store, Handy Car Rental, and the Kim's home were shot at Studio City in Toronto at 915 Lakeshore Boulevard East. The well-known Mimi Variety store at 252 Queen Street East was the location used for the exterior shots of Kim's Convenience. It was also used as the model for the interior set built in the studio. The signs were adjusted to read Kim's Convenience, however they were kept in the original green and red design. The owners of Mimi Variety have kept all of the signage for Kim's Convenience, even though the store has officially not changed its name.
What you think? Steal or not steal?
You saw him take something?
No, because he's a no steal. He's a no steal because he's a black guy, brown shoes.
He's not gonna steal because he's a black guy with brown shoes on?
Black guy, brown shoes, that's a no steal. That's a cancel out combo.
Cancel out combo, got it.
The Kim's Convenience crew also painted a mural on the exterior wall of Mimi Variety, which can be seen in the credit sequence, promotional materials, and transitions. Season 5 of Kim's Convenience was delayed due to the COVID-19 pandemic and had to be filmed under strict protocols. Simu Liu was only available for the last part of filming in Season 5 due to overlapping projects. He was starring in Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings in Australia.
That was...
Genius, magical, amazing.
Okay, now you're acting like a...
King, hero. You can't beat me, Janet, because I am...
Annoying? Frustrating?
Good. Now you're starting to
Learn? Get the hang of it. Beat you at your own game.
Okay.
See you.
According to the Canadian audience measurement organisation Numeris, Kim's Convenience gained an audience of around 93,300 people per episode, with 39% of viewers between the ages of 25 and 54. At the 5th Canadian Screen Awards in 2017, Kim's Convenience received 11 nominations, including Best Comedy Series, Best Actor in a Comedy Series for Paul Sun-hyung Lee, Best Actress in a Comedy Series for both Jin Yoon and Andrea Bang, and Best Supporting Actor in a Comedy Series for Andrew Fung. Fung won for his portrayal of Kimchi, and Lee won for his role of Upper. Kim's Convenience has also won a further 12 Canadian Screen Awards, as well as AXA Awards and a Seoul International Drama Award.
That's a you.
Yeah.
You again.
I couldn't find a model.
You should find the model and the panty.
Paul Sun-hyung Lee, who plays Appa, is actually 10 years younger than Jin Yoon, who plays his wife Mrs. Kim. The characters have a 2-year age difference in the show, with Mr. Kim being 56 in season 1. Andrea Bang, who plays Janet Kim, is meant to be 4 years younger than Simu Liu's character Chung. In reality, she is just 2 weeks younger than Liu.
You think she know each drop?
I'm still here.
James Yi, who plays Jimmy Young in Kim's Convenience, actually played the role of Mr. Kim in the theatre's touring production in 2020. Simu Liu, who plays Chung in Kim's Convenience, starred in Orphan Black as Mr. Mitchell. Jin Yoon, who plays Uma in Kim's Convenience, also starred in Orphan Black as Janice Beckwith. The pair starred in different episodes.
What's taking so long? You doing stretch?
Oh.
Yeah. Together time gonna be very together time.
Paul Sun-hyung Lee, who plays Appa, and Jin Yoon, who plays Uma, have worked together in Dark Matter in 2015. They also starred in Shoot the Messenger in 2016 as Marty Chen and Georgia. Jin Yoon and Simu Liu have previously starred together in The Expanse in 2016 as Captain Teresa Yao and Lieutenant Paolo Meyer.
Oh, now you're wearing Appa style. Huh? I don't mind.
Andrew Fung's character Kimchi has been named that since childhood, however his real name is Arnold Han. He is meant to be 25 at the start of season 1.
You Japanese, bud?
No.
You look Japanese.
No.
Yeah, you look like that guy in The Last Samurai.
Tom Cruise?
No, the Japanese guy.
Yeah.